There is a moment I have been waiting to speak to you, not the moment you tried to force open with your own hands, but the one I marked out long before you ever knew you would need it. I have watched you. I have watched the nights when sleep would not come, and your mind kept turning over the same worry like a stone in your palm. I have watched you whisper prayers into rooms that felt silent, wondering if anyone was listening on the other side of that silence. I want you to hear me now clearly, without static, without doubt. I never left the room. I was closer than your next breath, closer than the worry itself, and I heard every word you thought was too small or too broken to say out loud. This is not a casual word for you today. It is an invitation. And I am asking you to actually receive it instead of just reading past it. If you are still here with me, say yes. Say it quietly if you have to, but say it. The waiting you have lived through was not empty time, even though it felt that way more nights than you can count. Something was being shaped in you during the delay that could never have been formed in a hurry. The way a tree does not grow strong by being rushed, but by enduring seasons, one slow ring at a time, until the trunk can hold weight it could never have held as a sapling. So if you feel like the season cost you more than it gave you, I am telling you today that what it gave you is still becoming visible. Picture a door in front of you right now, not a small adjustment to your circumstances, not a minor improvement, but a real threshold between the chapter you have been living and the chapter I have been preparing while you waited. That door is open. I opened it myself, and what I open, no one closes, and what I have spoken over you, no opposing voice gets the final say over. I know what you have been carrying, and some of it was never yours to carry in the first place. You picked it up because you love people, because you feel responsible, because walking past someone else's pain has never been something you could do easily. So you bent down and lifted weight that belonged to someone else's shoulders. And you have been walking bent over for so long you forgot what it felt like to stand up straight. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop carrying what was never assigned to you. Because you cannot walk into what is next while your arms are full of what was never meant to be yours. Let it down now, right where you are. Set it on the ground and step back from it. And feel the strange lightness that comes when you finally stop pretending you were built to hold everything alone. There is an old story about a boy lying in the dark who heard his name called and did not recognize the voice at first. So he ran to the wrong person and ran again and got it wrong again, until finally someone wiser told him what to say the next time the voice called. And when it called again, he simply answered, "Here I am listening." That is still the only posture I am asking from you today. Not perfection, not certainty, just a willingness to turn toward the voice and say, "Here I am." And when you say it and mean it, things that have stayed quiet for a long time start to come into focus. And what seemed distant suddenly feels near enough to touch, almost as near as your own heartbeat. I see how tired you are. I am not glossing over that. You have walked through things that would have flattened most people, and instead of letting bitterness take the wheel, you kept choosing to trust, even when trust felt foolish. Even when it would have been easier to give up and call it sensible self-protection. That strength was never manufactured by you alone. I placed it inside you long before you needed it, like a seed buried in soil that looks dead until the right season calls it upward. And now that season is calling. Nothing you walked through was wasted. Not one hard year, not one disappointment, not one moment that felt like the end. All of it was quietly building the path that brought you to this exact threshold, this exact door, this exact conversation between your spirit and mine. I want to be honest with you. This door does not open because you have been flawless. It opens because of who I am, not because of a perfect performance you finally achieved. So release the pressure to earn this. You cannot earn what was already decided to be given freely. This is grace, plain and simple, undeserved and unearned. And that is exactly what makes it solid ground instead of something that crumbles the moment you slip up. Before we go further, if any part of this is landing in your chest right now, take a breath and let it land all the way. Do not rush past it. This is the part where you actually let the words sink past your defenses. Amen. I have been arranging things for you that are bigger than tidy improvements to your current routine. I am not talking about small upgrades. I am talking about the kind of shift that makes you stop one day, look around at your own life, and genuinely struggle to recognize how far you have come from where you used to stand. The ground on the other side of this threshold is solid. It is ready, and it is waiting for your footsteps. So come forward, even if your legs feel unsteady, even if your hands are shaking as you reach for the handle. There have been seasons in your life that felt like dead ends, where every road seemed to disappear into fog and your heart felt boxed in on every side. And I want you to know I was not absent during that fog. I was working behind it, preparing things you could not yet see. Because some gifts are not meant to be unwrapped before their time. They are meant to stay hidden just long enough to arrive at exactly the right moment instead of too soon. That moment has arrived now. The fog is thinning. I am about to show you things I have been building in secret on your behalf, and I am about to release things I have been holding for you until you were ready to receive them without letting them slip through fear or distraction. Say yes today, even if your yes is a whisper, even if your hands are trembling as you say it. A small yes spoken honestly is still a real yes to me, and I will not measure it by its volume, only by its sincerity. So say it now, yes and amen. Before you can fully walk through this door, there are things you will need to set down, because some of what you have been gripping is simply too large to fit through a doorway built for open hands, not clenched fists. The first thing to release is resentment. I know the names attached to your pain. I know exactly who said what, who left when you needed them most, who spoke careless words that cut deeper than they probably realized. I am not minimizing what happened to you. It was real, it mattered. And I am not asking you to pretend it did not hurt. But resentment is a chain, and here is the uncomfortable truth. It does not bind the person who hurt you, it binds you. It keeps you circling the same room of pain long after the person who caused it has moved on without a second thought, while you stay locked inside reliving it. I am not asking you to declare that what happened was fine. I am asking you to let me carry the score instead of you. Let me handle the accounting. Because vengeance and justice were never meant to be a burden you carry on your own back. Hand it to me, and watch what loosens in your chest the moment you actually do. The second thing to release is guilt, the kind that replays at 2 in the morning when the house is quiet, and your mind will not stop rewinding the same mistakes. the same harsh words you cannot take back, the same opportunities you let slip through your fingers. I see all of it, and I am telling you plainly. The debt has already been paid in full. Every failure, every regret, every moment you wish you could erase has already been covered. And when you keep dragging it back out and carrying it again, you are quietly saying the payment was not enough, when in truth it was more than enough. It was complete. It was finished. So leave it where it was already settled instead of digging it back up. The third thing to release is fear. The fear of trying and falling short. The fear of hoping for something only to watch it collapse. The fear of stepping into something unfamiliar where you do not yet know all the rules. Fear has a convincing voice. It will tell you the risk is too large, that you are not equipped, that wanting something more is asking for disappointment. But fear is not a reliable narrator, and fear does not get to write the next chapter of your story. The only reason fear is shouting this loudly right now is because it knows what is waiting for you beyond this threshold, and it is trying to keep you from reaching it. So do not let a liar talk you out of your own breakthrough. Amen. Say it with me. Amen. The fourth thing to release is the need for everyone to understand and approve of where you are headed. Not everyone who has walked beside you so far will walk beside you into what comes next. Some people will question it. Some will quietly shrink back. Some will distance themselves in ways that catch you off guard and sting more than you expected. I will not pretend that does not hurt, but I want you to trust that I already know what kind of community and connection this next season requires. And some relationships are being prepared right now that will be built on shared purpose instead of mere familiarity. So do not mourn too long over doors that have already closed, because new ones are already being built. If you are still with me, I want you to do something small but real right now. Say out loud, even under your breath, I receive this. I am ready, because intention spoken is different from intention only thought. And I want you to cross this threshold having actually said the words instead of merely considering them. Go ahead, say it. Bring whatever faith you have left, even if it feels worn thin, even if it feels like barely a spark instead of a flame. A small spark of honest faith is still enough for me to work with. I have moved entire futures with far less than what you are holding onto right now. Bring gratitude too, even before you can see the full outcome, because gratitude spoken in advance has a way of opening doors that striving and straining never could. Bring willingness, the kind that says yes to instruction even before that instruction makes complete sense. Because sometimes you will be asked to move when you cannot yet see the destination. And sometimes you will be asked to wait when waiting feels unbearable. And both require the same quiet trust, not pressure, not obligation, just partnership freely chosen. Here is something important that few people fully grasp about the way blessing actually works. It is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to move through you. You are not simply being positioned for comfort and accumulation. You are being positioned to become a living example. Someone whose changed life gives other people permission to believe their own breakthrough is possible too. Every person who watches your life shift will carry a little more courage because of what they witnessed in you. So this season is not only for you. It is for the people you love, the people you pray for quietly, and even the people who do not know yet that they will eventually be reached because of what they saw happen in your story. If that stirs something in you, say it loud this time, not a whisper. Say Amen. Say 222 if you want a marker. Say it because you mean it, not because it sounds nice. Now let me tell you what is actually coming, not in vague terms, not as some distant possibility you will have to wait decades to see. What I have prepared is not a single isolated event. It is a chain, one door leading to another door behind it, one breakthrough setting up the next, one act of faithfulness on your part met with far more from my side than you could calculate. I do not move once and stop. I keep building. I keep adding layer upon layer until the life you are living barely resembles the life you left behind. Until you catch yourself in a quiet moment thinking, I cannot believe how different everything has become. You have held onto certain pictures of what your life could look like, sometimes letting yourself imagine them in detail, sometimes shoving them down because hope felt too dangerous to risk again. I want you to know those desires were never accidents. The longing for peace, the longing for purpose, the longing for real connection instead of surface-level relationships, the longing for provision that does not come with constant anxiety attached. All of it was placed there intentionally, not as wishful thinking, but as the outline of a future already in motion. And that future is not merely something to hope for in a vague, someday sense. It is something to actually expect, because hope says maybe, but expectation says it is coming, and I am preparing room for it now. Start preparing room. Start speaking about your future differently, not with arrogance, but with the calm certainty of someone who has actually heard a promise and chosen to believe it. Act like the answer is already yes, because it is. I am telling you plainly right now, it is yes. I am asking you for something in return, not because I need it, but because the offering itself changes something in you. Place something real on the altar of this next season. Something that costs you a little, something planted instead of clutched out of fear. Because what you release in faith does not disappear. It moves forward into the very harvest I am preparing in front of you. This threshold is not only about what you receive on the other side, it is about who you become in the crossing. Real transformation does more than change your circumstances. It changes how you see. It changes the lens itself. The beliefs that convinced you this was all there would ever be. The patterns that kept your expectations small for years without you even noticing. All of that begins to dissolve as you step forward. Walls that once felt immovable will start to look like doors. Endings that once felt final will start to look like quiet beginnings instead. That shift in perspective is one of the most powerful gifts I give, and it is already starting in you right now, even as you read these words, Amen. I want you to hear this part especially clearly. Your weakness has never limited what I can do. In fact, my strength tends to show up most clearly exactly where your own strength runs out. That can feel uncomfortable if you would rather stay in control of every outcome. But it is actually freeing once you stop fighting it. Because it means you do not have to have everything figured out before you are allowed to move forward. You do not need every wound healed first. You do not need every question answered first. Come exactly as you are. Bring whatever you currently have, because I already know precisely what I am working with, and none of your limitations are a surprise to me. They were already factored into the plan from the very beginning. There is an old account of a leader surrounded on every side by forces stronger than anything he could organize a defense against. And instead